On a quiet night in August 2001, something happened high above the Atlantic Ocean that even today sounds unbelievable. Zero fuel, zero engines, zero chance. And yet they survived. How? It was a miracle that shocked the world and showed the true meaning of courage, fate, and survival. This is the incredible true story of Flight 236, the plane that ran out of fuel in the middle of the ocean but somehow survived. Flight 236 was a regular Air Transat flight, traveling from Toronto, Canada to Lisbon, Portugal. On board were 293 passengers and 13 crew members. Everything was normal when the plane took off. The weather was good, the sky was clear, and there was no sign that anything bad could happen. People relaxed in their seats, children slept, and some passengers dreamed of meeting their families on the other side of the ocean. But fate had something else planned that night. About 4 hours into the flight, something strange started happening. The pilots noticed that their fuel readings were dropping much faster than they should. It was impossible. The plane had been fully fueled before takeoff. There was no reason for the fuel to disappear so quickly. At first, the pilots thought it was just a computer error. Maybe the fuel sensors were broken. Maybe the machines were showing wrong numbers. They checked again and again. But soon, a shocking reality became clear: the fuel was really disappearing, and no one knew why. Captain Robert Piche and First Officer Dirk de Jager quickly realized they had a serious problem. The plane was thousands of kilometers away from the nearest land. They were flying right over the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. There was no place to land, no easy escape. Only endless dark water below them. The pilots decided to head towards the closest airport, a small military airbase on an island called Terceira in the Azores belonging to Portugal. It was still hundreds of kilometers away. Every second mattered. As they turned the plane, the situation got even worse. The right engine started failing. The cockpit alarm screamed. Then, just minutes later, the left engine also died. Now the plane had zero fuel. Both engines were completely dead. The plane became a silent glider, a giant Airbus A330 weighing hundreds of tons, gliding silently through the night sky with no power, no engine sound, no second chance. It was a nightmare no pilot ever wants to face. But Captain Piche, a man with experience in glider flying, stayed calm. He knew that panic would kill them faster than anything else. In total darkness with only emergency battery power working, the pilots fought to keep the plane stable. Every small mistake could mean death for everyone on board. The passengers felt the change too. The lights went off. The air conditioning stopped. The silence became terrifying. Some passengers prayed, some cried. Some hugged their families, thinking the end had come. The pilots had only one choice: to glide the plane as far as they could and try to reach the airbase on Terceira Island. But gliding a plane without engines is not easy. Every second the plane loses height. Every mistake can make it drop faster. Captain Piche had to calculate the perfect speed, the perfect angle, the perfect time to turn, all while losing altitude quickly. As the minutes passed, the small island appeared on the radar. It was still far, but it was there, a small piece of hope, in a dark, endless ocean. The plane was dropping fast. The pilots knew they had only one attempt. No second try, no turning back. They lined up with the runway. The island's small airport, Lajes Field, was ready. Emergency crews were standing by, praying the plane would make it. Finally, after gliding silently for more than 19 minutes without engines, Flight 236 reached the runway. The plane hit the ground hard. One tire burst under the pressure. The aircraft skidded, sparks flying from the wheels. But somehow, against all odds, it stayed on the runway. The passengers screamed, cried, and cheered all at once. They had survived the impossible. A plane with zero fuel flying across the ocean had landed safely. Not a single life was lost. Later, investigators discovered what had caused the disaster. A small fuel pipe had been damaged due to maintenance error before the flight. Fuel had been leaking into the air the whole time without anyone noticing. It was not the pilot's fault. They had done everything humanly possible and even more. Captain Robert Piche and First Officer Dirk de Jager became heroes. They were praised for their incredible skills, their courage, and their calmness under impossible pressure. Captain Piche later said that his past experience with gliders had helped him keep control when everything seemed lost. The story of Flight 236 became a lesson in aviation history. Today, pilots around the world learn about that night, the night when two men faced with total disaster stayed calm, trusted their training, and saved almost 300 lives. It also became a reminder to the world that sometimes when everything seems lost, miracles can still happen. Flight 236 should have been another name in the long, sad list of ocean crashes. Instead, it became a story of survival, bravery, and hope. Even today, when someone talks about the miracle glider or the zero-fuel landing, they are talking about the night flight 236 fought against death and won. Many of the passengers later said they still think about that night. Some said they realized the true value of life when the engines died. Others said they saw it as a second chance, a reminder that life can change in 1 second. The plane itself was repaired and later put back into service. It continued flying for many years after the incident, carrying new passengers who never knew the incredible history hidden inside those walls. But for those who were on board that night, and for those who know the story, Flight 236 will always be more than just a flight. It will be a symbol of human courage, quick thinking, and the mysterious power of fate. Zero fuel, zero engines, zero chance. And yet they survived. The Atlantic Ocean, known for swallowing ships and planes for centuries, had no victory that night. Instead, a tired gliding plane and two brave pilots wrote their names into history. And today, the story of Flight 236 stands as a proof that sometimes even when there is no hope, miracles still find a way.